Attending school in Compton, California was a tough and horrific experience for me. Like who said going to high school was boring? Growing up, so many movies have shown me fabricated or melodramatic versions of what high school would be like. And man, was they so wrong. Attending high school in Compton, California felt like a bad social experience that I was trapped in for 4 years of my high school life. High school is where it counts. Attending school in Compton has some ups and many downs. For example, many of you in my audience back in the day for high school were only worried about you having like a really bouncy hair, shiny hair, or driving to a movie theater and having lunch with somebody, or your high school crush, or a groovy high school dance. But my first high school day felt like I was being drafted into the military like the young man in September 14th, 1940, like the United States first drafting post. I was young, freshman, straight out of middle school. Attending high school at Compton was like a war zone for me, and I can say it was like my first tactical mission that I ever felt like. First day of school in Compton, like, I kid you not, we learned in a meeting how not to get shot, literally. Like, we had a meeting about safety, stay in a group, walk home, try to catch a ride with your friends because it was that bad. And then we learned how not to get caught up in gang. And I'm like looking at my friends and I'm like, what is a gang? I don't know anything about gangs. Like in a movie, what a gang was to me, for the movie Mean Girls, was a clique of girls that was just really mean. But this thing right here was the true gang, like violence. And I'm like, oh, I'm not about that. And then we had a dress code. We couldn't wear certain colors. Like I was told, if you wear this color, you may die. So I'm just like, what am I supposed to wear? No clothes when I go to school or what not? So on the other hand, improvisation was key. I had no idea what was going to happen or what was in store for me, what was my next moves, but I had to improvise until I got out of that high school. Attending school in Compton was atrocious for me. You had to be on your toes, and you wasn't going to make it at that school. Like, I had to maintain a face, so meaning that I don't piss off any gang members, I have to be cool, or any teacher. And I was like, I have to be extremely funny, meaning I have to laugh at myself or make those people laugh in order to stay cool with them and be out of the bad stuff. And I had to be either extremely athletic, meaning I had to either play a sport or most likely stay out of trouble, gain fans, and hopefully entertain the perpetrators that was at my school. So what I did was join sports. Teachers were somewhat worse than our students. One of my teachers came to work late with an attitude, and he told us that he was all like, one day, he was like, the only place that success comes before anything is in the dictionary, before work. And I was just like, what is that supposed to mean? So he was basically telling us that we weren't going to be successful and we weren't going to get anywhere without our high school education, but it was kind of hard to even focus on education when we had so many disruptions that we couldn't even learn, for so many fights to lock down, and we had something called a code red. I'm like, what is a code red? Well, I found out one day what a code red was, and it was just like a really big riot. I'm just like, oh no, like, I don't want to be here for this. I'm like, I want to go home. Then we had something called a code yellow. I'm like, what is a code yellow? They're like, either it's a drive-by or a gunman on campus. And just like, we're locked down for campus for hours. And I'm like, one day I went home and told my mom, like, I don't want to go to school. She's like, why? I'm just like, we had a code yellow. She's like, at work, a code yellow means that one of my ladies decided to throw her fruit cup at another person. She was like, you'll be fine. I'm like, you don't believe me. So the next day she seen it on the news, and I'm like, I told you so. She's like, y'all not going to school. And I was like, happy. I will now explain to you the unusual frightening experience that I had while attending high school. Like, there many different adversities. Like my freshman year, I'll consider it to be the survival of the fitness. It was frightening. I tried to manage not to wear certain colors. I have to manage to be funny or not too funny, or I don't want to get beat up, or I have to wear certain things. Like one day I had some really cool blue shoes, and I'm just like, I love these blue shoes. They was probably a gift for me for my birthday, and I wore them to school, and I forgot, like, the neighborhood I am, they are really big. They don't like blue, let's just say about that. And when I was walking, a bunch of people just started staring me down in the hallway, and the girl was just like, where are you from? And I'm just like, I am from Los Angeles, California. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was just being judged. And she was just like, you're not supposed to wear no blue shoes. I'm just like, I didn't know that. I'm just like, shoes are supposed to keep my feet comfortable and protected. So I'm just like, I'm gonna wear them. And I took off walking, and then later that day, my sisters and it was like, yo, don't wear the shoes no more because you don't want to die. I was like, oh, cool. So then a teacher kicked me out of class, and I asked where was my homework. She asked me where my homework assignment was, and I'm just like, well, times are hard for me. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, so she was like, in front of the class, she's like, Alicia, where your homework? I'm like, it's still in my pencil. And she was like, get out. I was like, you asked me where my homework was, and I'm like, I didn't have paper, so it was still in my pencil. So I was trying to, I could give you. And she was like, get out. I'm just like, everybody started laughing. I'm just like, I wasn't trying to be a colored clown. And then my luck, it had to be a cold yellow. So when I get kicked out of class, and I'm just like, so I'm like, I'm stuck out, and everybody's shutting down the door and security around. I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? So I took off into a different part. And then I was on crutches for 2 years, the last 2 years of high school. And I kid you not, they used to let me out 5 to 7 minutes early to walk to my next class. While I'm walking to my next class, an individual I never known or met in my life just stole my crutches. And I'm just like, why would somebody steal my crutches from me? So I literally had to limp to a security guard or someone and tell them, or perhaps at the time my stepmom, who was my high school counselor, I'm like, somebody took my crutches, they had to find them. And then I'm just like, later on the person apologized to me, but I was just like, no, like this is too much for me. I was in pain. And I'm just like, I truly feel like I'm going to world, but it was just like something that was happening to me. The only upside about the whole thing in that school was that I graduated and I didn't die. And I'm just like Mom and Ali, like, felt like about her, sting like a bee. They can't, I'm like, you can't hit me if you can't touch my face or whatever. But for instance, I can easily have fallen into the bad, horrific things there. But if you like to call it, but I didn't. I overcame adversity. Like Chuck Norris said, the Holy Spirit said to me, the only time you lose at something is when you don't learn from the experience. And I feel like I learned from the experience, and I experienced a lot. And while attending high school, and it was just crazy. Like, in conclusion, I would like to conclude with these thoughts. Attending school in Compton, California, I faced many adversities. However, I was not the only one, but I didn't quit. I didn't give up no matter what happened there. As you see on the news, bad things about Compton, California, and there was even a popular movie that came out called Straight Outta Compton. And after that, everyone seemed to want to be from Compton. I'm just like, no. I'm like, if you ask me if my experience at Compton, I'm trying to stay far away from it as possible. Thank you.